Oh, jam! Hello again, and welcome back to the Hearthstone Nerf Report. I'm Chewie, and this is Mike.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back because they have just announced more Nerfs. Yay!
Yay!
Yay?
Yay, question mark.
Yay, question mark. Okay, well, as far as the health of the game goes, yay!
Yay!
As far as our own personal appearance, we are hideous. As far as our own personal opinion,
Question mark.
so the Hearthstone meta has been odd
Yes.
lately, to say the least. Shamans are running rampant. Yogg-Saron is also running rampant. And if you look back a year, maybe slightly more than that, was anyone even remotely playing Shaman seriously? The answer is no, by the way. It's not a hard question. There's just nobody was playing Shaman at all because Shaman was the joke class. And now Shaman got a boost that everyone asked for, and everyone wants to complain that Shaman is everywhere. But because it is actually probably not safe, they have done some nerfing. So I guess we should talk about the Shaman cards first. We're going to go through these in the order that they were given to us in the article. So the first nerf...
What?
It's right here now.
Oh.
So I was looking at it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how very meta. The first nerf is Rockbiter Weapon. Rockbiter Weapon has gone from 1 mana to 2 mana, which kind of hurts a little bit. So Rockbiter Weapon has 2 main uses.
Yeah.
Early response to aggressive decks, where you Rockbiter yourself, hit it.
Yeah, it's a lightning bolt.
It's a lightning bolt that hurts your face. Mm-hmm. Yeah. With no overload. And its second use is burst damage. You go Alakir, Rockbiter, swing for, 12? Swing for 12. Mm-hmm. You go Doomhammer, Rockbiter, swing for 16. On turn 7. That's insane. Not anymore, because now it costs 2. So you can go Alakir, Rockbiter on turn 10, or you can go Doomhammer, Rockbiter on turn 9. But at that point, it's okay, I think.
Yeah. Or you can set yourself up with Thaurissan and do it whenever you want.
Ignoring Thaurissan shenanigans, because surely somebody will do something. You can't burst your opponent down for stupid amounts of damage, which means you can't win the early game, get hit by an AoE, have your board wiped, and still just up and win as easily, which is probably good. Like, I hate that it makes Shaman decks worse against other aggro decks. I hate it, because it was a perfect 1 mana answer to Flame Imp.
Yeah.
Or Malkazar's Imp now, here lately, because that little thing has to die. What does Hunter even play? What does Hunter even play? You know, that thing Hunter plays on turn 1. Oh, Firebat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Fiery Bat. You know, it's just a nice, quick no answer to keep yourself from falling too far behind and letting the aggressive deck snowball. So now you have to play more Lightning Bolt, which has the overload cost,
right?
Which kind of it's another kick in the teeth. But I think the lack of the insane I win burst damage evens that out. I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, clearly Blizzard thinks so.
I think, and that's one of the big things that they were trying to correct for with the last big round of changes. Trying to get rid of some of the crazy burst damage that could happen, like with the Force of Nature Savage Roar thing and the Arcane Golem thing.
Oh yeah, it's almost the same thing, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
For 9 mana, we just got done talking about this. For 9 mana, you could do 14 damage with Force Roar by itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so with Alakir, you can do 12 for 10 mana.
Yeah.
Wait, 9 mana. Because he costs 8 and Rockbiter costs 1.
Oh yeah, now. Yeah, you can do it for 9. And you can do lots more for 10.
Yeah. So they're just trying to keep that down, and I guess that's fine. It'll make Rockbiter not an automatic 2-of in like every Shaman deck.
Mm-hmm.
which pretty much every good shaman deck that's not like the super control Halaziel shaman deck pretty much runs. Do you run 2 in yours?
I only build bad shaman decks, apparently.
Good meaning like competitive high letters. Shut up, Mike.
I build bad shaman decks.
Mike builds bad shaman decks. They might not be bad anymore, though. That might be the direction more people have to go because of the second change. So what do we think about the Rock Biter? Is that fine?
It's fair. It is nice to have a 1-mana removal spell. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that the additional cost of Rock Biter weapon was either damage to your own face or having to spend one of your own guys. It's fair. Like, I guess it's fair.
Like, just earlier today, I played a game where I went Argent Squire. He went coin totem. What's that? Totem Golem.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I was like, Rock Biter, Argent Squire, hit it. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Which technically I guess I could still do because it costs 2, but now I can't go another Argent Squire, you know, or Tunnel
Right.
Trog, whatever.
There,
You can't just play something else. That's your whole turn now, which now that I think about it is probably fine. Okay, so that one's probably good. That's fair.
Yeah, I think taking a point of damage off of it would be a much worse change than adding a mana to it.
Yeah, because then that's like worse on commandering it. It's just worthless now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about the second one because I have heard this changes nothing to this changes everything. This card is worthless now from the various responses that I've seen. So Tuskar Totemic now instead of it actually got buffed. Instead of a 1 in 7 chance to turn on your Spirit Claws, it's now a 1 in 4 chance to turn on your Spirit Claws. Yes!
I like those odds.
That right? But no, now instead of summoning a totem, it summons a basic totem, which hurts that card a lot. Like a lot. Here are the non-basic totems. The card draw totem. I don't know any of these. The Mana Tide totem.
Mana Tide totem.
Which means that for 3 mana you get 3/5 stats and you draw a card. Which is insane. That's a Sinjin that draws a card.
Yeah.
Well, without taunt. It's a refreshment vendor that doesn't heal it. Are there any just straight 3/5s? It's Fandral for... No, wait.
No, I don't think that.
Are there any vanilla 3/5s? That's weird.
There's that spider that can only attack if your hero has attacked. There's...
But he sucks, so he had to cost less, yeah. So there you go. But it draws you a card, which is worth, like, 1 mana by itself. And instead they knocked one off. It's insane. Or you get the Flame Tongue Totem, which means you get 5/5 worth of stats, guaranteed. And if you have something else on the board, you get 7/5 worth of stats for 3 mana. That's more than a 4 mana 7/7 with Overload.
Is Vitality Totem a standard option? Or
No, not anymore.
Okay.
That was in
Goblins versus Gnomes?
GVG,
Okay,
yeah. The third one is the Totem Golem, of course, which is the big one, which is 6/6 for 3 with no overload, just boom. And that's the one that makes people go the most, I think.
Microphone? It didn't stay up.
I'll be right back. Okay, now what was I saying? I have no idea. Oh, the Totem Golem makes you go, more than any other. And it's stupidly overpowered. Like, painfully overpowered. Like I said, it's 6/6 stats for 3 mana for no drawback. I guess the drawback is you might not get 6/6 for 3. Which is perfectly fair, right? No, it's stupid.
No, the slightly less than 50% chance to get something ridiculous is worth the randomness on the Totemic.
And all 3 of the non-basic options are just insane. And if you're playing Spirit Claws and Maelstrom Portal, which I am, then it's actually 4 out of 7 is completely insane. Never thought that the Spell Power Totem would be completely insane, but it really is. I've won games because it spit out a Spell Power Totem, and I'm like, yeah! So what they've done is they've made it say just basic, which, ignoring right now, what this does is this actually, sort of like Warsong Commander, it opens up design space where they can make totems that cost more mana.
Yes.
Because the most expensive totem costs 3.
Yes.
So they could make like an actual like big ass totem and not worry about Tuskar Totemic accidentally summoning up an actual 6/6. If they wanted to. You know, that's a thing they could do. And they don't have to worry about it ruining Wild when it rotates out and summoning up something just stupid that they made for Standard and went, oh, damn. So I think it's good. It just kind of hurts. It's like, ow. But hey, 25% to turn on Spirit Claws. Huh?
That's true. And sometimes you kind of do want the healing one too.
Oh my god, yeah.
When you want the healing one, it is super critical.
Again, health of the game, this one had to be done. It's completely busted as is. Personal preference? Aww.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's all they did to Shaman though. They didn't mess with the Totem Golem. They didn't mess with the Tunnel Trog. Those two are only really bad when it's turn 1 Tunnel Trog, turn 2 Totem Golem, turn 3 Swear a Lot.
Yeah, basically.
Everyone complains about Tunnel Trog is like the most busted 1-drop, but like you have to build
it's like
a significant portion of the deck around it.
It's like Mana Worm, except like to the left, you know.
Yeah. It's like Unbound Elemental, except good. That's what they did to try to keep, like, they still want Shaman to be competitive, which I'm sure it still will be. Tuskar Totemic, I think will probably still see some play. It's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be in the super aggressive Shaman decks anymore because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything anymore. But I think mid-rangey ones like mine, I'll probably just keep it in there.
Yeah.
Most likely. Until I see that it's horribly underperforming and take it out. But then I might throw in some like Primal Fusions and shift the focus of the deck slightly. In which case, it's going to be awesome still.
Yeah, having the guy on the board can still make a difference, and it changes the number slightly on your hero power if you're also going to activate it that turn.
That is true. Sometimes, like, if your opponent has like a board that's sort of meh, and you've got all 4, then every turn they have to kill your Taunt Totem and you just remake it. And this gets you to the point where you have all 4 of them faster.
Yeah.
Which, in some cases, is actually pretty good. Time will tell. I think, like I said, super aggressive decks won't still play it. And the less super aggressive decks will probably still play it. At least maybe it'll just be a one of.
Yeah.
They'll think about it. Exactly. It's not gonna this is crap and get rid of it. It'll be there. Okay, so let's get off of Shaman because I'm sick of Shaman. Talking about Shaman.
Everyone else is sick of Shaman.
Everyone else is sick of Shaman. So Hunters took a hit. Sort of. Not really. Call of the Wild no longer costs 8. Now it costs 9. And the question for that is, why did it cost 8? Apparently in development it cost 7, and they bumped it up so it wouldn't be so powerful.
Well, at least they were moving in the right direction.
So what does this do? So
did we show off the Vanna White Call of the Wild?
Yeah,
picture in the middle of it?
It's probably been here the whole time. So what does this do? This means that the aggressive Hunter decks aren't playing 2 anymore. Yeah. Almost certainly. Because if they're not playing King Crush, why would they play 2 Call of the Wild?
I love King Crush.
So you're the guy. Okay, yeah.
Remember, I even got a second one out of my...
Oh, yeah, you got a second one out of your Welcome Bundle.
Welcome Bundle.
Nice. Because they know he loves it.
I did not keep the second one. No.
But dinosaurs are almost extinct, Mike.
They certainly are after I dusted that one.
Aggressive decks probably won't run 2 anymore. It'll probably be like a 1-off finisher because in an aggressive Hunter deck, the curve is way down here. That was the top. Like I saw a bunch of decks that were like bunch of 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and then high main, and then Call of the Wild, and that was it.
Yeah, being at 8 mana means something's gone horribly wrong. So you need something like Call of the Wild to save you. Being at 9 mana means something has definitely gone horribly wrong.
So that's for the aggressive hunters.
Yeah.
For the less aggressive hunters, like I have a mid-range hunter deck. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever. It's I gotta wait till next turn now. Okay.
Guess I'll just play one more turn of the game.
Yeah, because that deck is already running like the Curator on 7, which draws me one of the beasts and a Drake. Awesome.
Cool.
And then so now on 8, I guess I can play the Drake, draw another card, play another card, and then on 9 I'll Call of the Wild.
Yeah, sounds good.
I mean, I don't just automatically pick Call of the Wild on 8 anyway.
Right.
Because in that deck, sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes you have to go, oh God, what is that? And do something else.
Mm-hmm.
That also means, though, that you can't go Call of the Wild, Quick Shot in the same turn anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't go Call of the Wild, Hero Power for 7 face damage to win.
Right.
So it takes away options, which, with a card that powerful... When they first showed it, I was like, this card is broken. I think I was right. I think this shows that I was right. Thank you. Thank you. It was the first... I think it was the first thing I crafted from the set. I was like, I want 2 of these. And I don't just craft things.
Yeah, no.
But I did. And I'm like, oh, and I've never felt bad about that at all.
I mean, all of the animal buddies are awesome.
Yeah.
And you just get all of them now. It's fine.
Yeah, it's an 8 mana spell that says, here's a big taunt, and here's a 5 damage removal spell. For 8 mana. Huh. Plus, if you had other dudes, they're a little better too now.
Yeah.
For 8 mana, it's just stupid. Now it's not stupid, and that's fine. It's gonna make the aggressive hunter decks change slightly.
Right.
And then it's gonna slow the mid-rangey decks down by a turn, which is good. I want Hearthstone to be slightly slower anyway, because I hate going face. I much prefer, personally, to be able to like slow down and react to things and outplay my opponent rather than just, oh, I got the god draw, I win. So personally, I think this is awesome.
Seems like a good choice.
So Shaman is the most popular deck probably on the ladder, but second most is Warrior, probably. Because you can play Cthulhu Warrior, you can play Dragon Warrior, you can play Control Warrior, you can play Tempo Warrior, you can play Super Aggro Warrior.
Yeah, those are always a big surprise.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, it's a warrior, I got a few turns to... Why did I just take 4? It's like turn 2.
Yeah, when they slap down Zoth's first mate on turn 1, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna die.
I mulled wrong. Yeah. So, Execute is now going from 1 mana to 2 mana. And my question for this was, what took so damn long?
It makes a big difference.
Execute is so stupidly overpowered.
It's very good.
Like, it being 2 mana, you know what that does for the number of Executes in Warrior decks? Nothing! Because Execute is stupid. Like, the control type warriors are going to have to fiddle with some deck building a little bit, I think. Tempo warriors take the biggest hit because they want to go like, you go 4 mana 7/7 and they go Ravening Ghoul, Execute, and you go, but you're a shaman, so you still win, so who cares? But, so now they're gonna have to go. They can't do that super tempo play of kill your 7/7 and have a 3/3 on turn 4 without the coin.
Yeah, they
just can't. They're gonna have to use one of the other many ways to damage a 4 mana 7/7 with a slam, or a what's the Blood to Ichor, or a Whirlwind or Revenge.
Right.
Those all still work, but they're not the stupidly high tempo play. So, whatever. I don't know what this does other than slow down the faster ones. Like I said, Control Warriors are already can just handle everything.
Yeah.
Usually without care, and they've got so much armor that, okay, I'll take 1 extra hit. So I'm not sure what this does other than slow down the faster ones.
Yeah, there's just certain sequences that won't work quite right on the same turns anymore.
Yeah. And just think, in, I don't know, 6 months, when a new player is talking about how busted execute is, you can be like, well, it used to cost 1. It cost 1 for like 3 years, and they'll go. So I think this one is, it's like the least offensive of all of them. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Because execute's not fair. Especially because, again, how many ways did we just rattle off to deal a point of damage to a thing on turn 3 or on turn 4? Like, we rattled off 3 without thinking, 4 without thinking. There's Blood to Icarus, Slam, the Whirlwind Revenge. There's Bash. There's Shield Slam.
The freaking,
I don't know, man.
the guy who also gives the creature +2 power.
Oh yeah, the Taskmaster.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I forgot about Taskmaster because I don't see him much hardly anymore.
3 mana Taskmaster Execute. Awesome. I love it.
Now it costs 4. Now that's your big tempo play for turn for the 4 mana 7/7. Look, Mike's has solved the metagame. Look at that. Boom. Maybe we'll see Taskmasters come back. Actually, that's a neat point. So yeah, I mean, whatever.
It's a big difference, but it's fair.
I mean, Execute's only sort of fair as is. Now it's slightly less unfair. Very extremely slightly.
I mean, the thing is, the odds are you probably had to spend a card or like half a card damaging the creature anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just an easy way to take out something really big.
Yeah. So let's go to the other warrior change, which is...
Oh, boy.
Like, this is huge and awesome at the same time.
Charge has gone through other changes too, right? Over the years.
Yeah, Charge, let's see. I think Charge used to cost 1 or 0 or something and just gave a minion charge.
And that's it?
And that's
yeah,
it.
you're right.
And then later...
it was no mana and it was just... Yeah.
Because they wanted it to cost mana so that you couldn't do broken things. Because Charge, the mechanic, is sort of busted in a game without blocking. Like in Magic, haste is fine because the person on defense is the person who controls combat, essentially.
Yeah.
But this game, no, you don't do that. Whoever is attacking gets all the makes all the decisions, barring taunt. So it's the ability to attack without waiting a turn is it causes problems. That's why Warsong Commander so long ago got nerfed hard, because Warsong Commander was breaking the game. And it also opened up more design space.
Yes.
So Charge used to cost like 1 and gave something charge, or 0, I forget. I was before I was playing. This is all secondhand knowledge. They needed it to cost more mana so you couldn't do stupid things with it. So they made it cost 3 and they gave it a +2/+0 buff, and that's how we know it now and have for, since the game came out of beta. But not anymore. Because of a variety of reasons, the most obvious of which is the 1-turn kill, Raging Worgen, or Arcane Giant combo.
Oh, yeah, Arcane Giant.
Yeah, have you ever gotten killed by the OTK Arcane Giant combo?
Not the Arcane Giant one. I've gotten hit by the Worgen, but not the Giant yet.
It's funny. Like, when I see the Worgen combo coming, I get really mad. I'm like, oh my god, I can't freaking... When the Arcane Giant... When he drops an Arcane Giant instead, I'm like... Oh. You know what? You get style points for that. That's fine. So, the combo, by the way, is you get 1 Thars on hit on a bunch of these, and you have 0 cost Arcane Giants, and you go Arcane Giant with charge, and then you go Faceless Manipulator, and you swing for 10, 20, 30.
Yep.
Yeah. Raging Worgen takes a little more work. You go like Inner Rage, Charge, something else, usually like a Rampage sometimes. Sometimes it's a second Inner Rage. And then you go Faceless Manipulator and you just swing for all of the damage.
That reminds me a lot of the Warsong Commander plays I used to see.
Except this all came from hand all at once and you couldn't stop it. And you lose.
Warsong Commander could do that too.
Yeah, but you had to like think about it. Like this, you just had to not play the last Inner Rage before you played the Rampage. Comma idiot. So yeah, the one-turn kill decks are a problem. Blizzard does not like completely uninteractive, oops, I win combos, especially that can deal 30 plus damage. So, charge is different now. Charge costs 1. It says give a friendly minion charge. It can't attack heroes this turn, which completely destroys all the one-turn combo decks that rely on charge.
Right.
Because that's how you have to hit face. If you can't hit face, then you can't kill your opponent. That's how it works. That's logic. But the good news is, it's a whole new card now.
Yes.
Unlike the Warsong Commander nerf, where they just killed it and made it crappy, and it's miserable and bad and terrible and awful. This is a brand new card. I wrote down 3 cards that I can't wait to play with the new charge. Magnetar Alpha. You remember that guy?
Wow, yeah.
The 5/3 that also damages minions.
Yeah, he does
the Foe Reaper thing, the Foe Reaper 9000 or whatever it was from GVG.
Basically.
Cleave.
Well, it's called Cleave in like some other video games and whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah.
A big swing that hits a bunch of people in a line.
Yeah, he hit whatever you attack, he hits. He also damages the minions on the side. So I can't wait to play him, charge him, and hit something and wipe a board. That sounds amazing.
It does, doesn't it?
Also, Bloodhoof Brave. The problem with Bloodhoof Brave is you play it, and your opponent can figure out how to kill it to where they lose minimal dudes. But if you can go Bloodhoof Brave, charge it, kill the thing with 2 health, now you've got like a 5/4. Yeah. With taunt, and they can't do anything. They can execute it for 2 mana.
Ooh. Combo.
But the Frothing Berserker, the problem with Frothing Berserker, it has to sit there a turn where they can kill it. But now you go, okay, Frothing Berserker, do this, hit this, grow him up, charge, kill your big thing. Like, it's not the most impressive because it can't attack face, but that's still...
But at least he got to do something.
He got to do something before they go, oh god, and killed it. And that's awesome. But the one that I thought about that made me go, was Grim Patron. It's a patron activator, Mike.
It is.
Because now you go, Grim Patron, give it charge, hit that thing, it doesn't matter what, spit out another patron. Awesome. Then you cast your Revenge or your Whirlwind or whatever.
Wow.
It turns your patron into a removal that makes a copy. That's amazing.
Wow, you're right.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, it's not gonna be like, metagame breaking, but it's cool. It's a new tool, and it might be because I still see the patron Frothing Berserker decks every once in a while, but not a lot. But you never know, that might be the one tool that they needed, plus a Tempo Warrior decks take a hit with Execute. The OTK decks are just gone now, so you never know, that might be all you need.
I hadn't thought about all that.
Yeah, it's a brand new card. It didn't get nerfed into oblivion. It got shifted over here.
Right.
Instead of just... And that's so cool. It's classy of Blizzard to not just destroy it. Now it costs 8. Like, good job, Blizzard. So there's another one that is fairly huge.
There it is.
So if you'll recall, Mike, in our last Nerf report, we talked about when they nerfed Leper Gnome, which was a 2/1 for 1 mana that did 2 additional damage to the opponent's face. Apparently that was too good, so they nerfed it.
Yep.
But they left the Abusive Sergeant, the 2/1 for 1 mana that deals 2 extra damage to whatever you feel like pointing it at.
Yeah.
The one that's more flexible didn't get the nerf.
I know.
What? And we were so happy that the Leper Gnome got nerfed. Give me a big hug. No, stay away from me, you little bastard. That it didn't even occur to us, at least, that they didn't nerf the Abusive Sergeant. We were like, well, okay, we've still got Abusive Sergeant, so at least aggressive decks didn't get completely murdered, which was the plan. They wanted to kill the super aggro face decks,
Mm-hmm.
or at least make them not so good that you had to play them, and they did not. But now they're trying again. So now the Abusive Sergeant gets the Leper Gnome nerf. He's now a 1-mana 1/1. They give something +2/+0 +2/+0. He's not the auto include in every face deck anymore.
No, I mean, his ability is still valuable.
Yeah, in like zoo style decks that rely on efficient trades to maintain board control. Yeah, you still play Abusive Sergeant, like duh. But on just decks that are like hit him in the face, you might not, because after his initial buff, he's a stupid 1/1 who goes meh.
Yeah, I'm really gonna have to think over my Face Hunter deck.
Yeah,
because it's still like it's had Leper Gnome in it because I just like the damage, but
as we've established, Mike does not build good Hearthstone decks. So.
I don't.
But the other big thing about this nerf is in those aggressive decks, sometimes you just have to play the turn 1 Abusive Sergeant because you don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
But you have to do something.
And that's okay because that's 2 power.
Yeah, it's a 2/1, so it can trade up. They go, well, I'll play it. No, you just did. Now they can't play it, so they won't. So, hey, the aggressive deck wins. But now it's turn 1, I got to play something. You drop an Abusive Sergeant, and your opponent goes, because it's not like Babbling Book.
Nope.
Or Swashbuckler. It didn't draw you a card. It's not like Tunnel Trog and is stupid. It's not like Argent Squire and can take 2 hits. No, it's a stupid 1/1.
It's not like Leper Gnome, which will do that extra 2 damage.
See? It's just a stupid 1/1. So it's not even a thing you can just play on turn 1 anymore. I mean,
no,
you
at
could.
least not feeling good about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's sad. I mean, when I was still pretty new, and even not so new, because I was still stupid, Abusive Sergeant taught me a lot of like respect for tempo and trades and how the game worked and how to play it properly. Seeing it used against me and just,
Which it still could.
It still could.
Like I said, but now it's not going to be the auto include in every aggressive deck. I really think that only decks that need the efficient trading are going to play it.
Right.
Which is weird. But again...
Or the aggro decks will just shove it out of their opening hands and wait for it later.
That's true. Yeah, they'll just mull it away. You might have to play extra 1-drops because you don't have that one anymore. Abusive Sergeant might even drop to like a 1-of in some decks just because you don't want it in your opening hand. That's so weird. But ever since GVG, Goblins vs. Gnomes, Blizzard has been trying to slow the metagame down. Blizzard has failed. I mean, mid-rangey and control decks are mostly what I have right now, and basically all of them at least do sort of well. But it's still not great. Like if I play my Reno Mage deck, I'm gonna spend half of each game going, oh god, oh god, oh god, which is actually part of the fun of playing that deck. is that horrible loss of control, and then I cannot possibly lose now. But I honestly think that these few changes here are actually going to make aggressive decks less super effective, less oppressive. Is that a good word for this?
Are they oppressive, or are they just?
or
are they just too prevalent?
Or too prevalent. Now I understand why lots of people play aggressive decks is because that's the fastest way to ladder. And the whole stupid game is built, at least the ranked side, is built on laddering up quickly. So you play something aggressive, and then even if you lose, you just get right back in there. So when you do get on a streak, you go up real fast. And if you lose, you're like, well, you just queue up again, and you keep going. Whereas playing like a control priest deck, each game takes this long. You can play... Sorry, I said priest, didn't I? Yeah, each game takes this long. I was thinking paladin, control priest. Whereas you can play, 4, maybe even 5 super aggressive deck games in that span of time. And win or lose, you probably win up.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why people do it. I have, since getting to Legend and all of that doesn't really matter to me. I'd rather play the game to be playing the game.
Yeah.
Like I play Hearthstone as its own reward. Like I enjoy actually playing the game. I'm not like, oh god, I gotta grind up to and just let me get this stupid deck that doesn't require thought and just.
Yeah, when I play, I only do like tavern brawls and quests. So
Yeah,
whatever the quest says, that's what I'm playing today.
Like I understand why people do it. I personally don't like it, but it also like stunts deck building because whenever you're trying to build a new deck, you're like, can I make it to turn 5 against an aggro deck? If not, then there's no point in even trying to build this deck.
Yeah, and I know in Magic, people have called certain types of aggro decks the fun police. They sort of keep people honest. Aggro decks prey on decks that spend too much time screwing around in the early game,
Right.
which is unfortunate for some people. Like when I build Magic decks, they pretty much all spend too much time screwing around in the early game, so I just lose aggro. But it
He's not wrong.
But it is bad if there's too many of them, because then you, like you said, it stunts deck building. You feel like you can't do anything interesting, or do anything worthwhile that takes more than 6 or 7 turns to accomplish.
Yeah, like I can't build this nifty new deck idea, whatever, because I can't live that long. That's bad. Like when I first built my Reno Mage deck, I couldn't live that long. And, and it just wouldn't work. I looked up Brian Kibler's Reno Mage deck, and I found that we were only 5 cards off from each other. Now this Reno deck is one ofs, so it's 30 different cards. We were 5 cards off of each other. All 5 of those cards were early game card draw. And I went.
Makes sense.
So like if I made it to the late game, I totally won. Totally, because I totally won. I just couldn't get there half the time. And I looked at Kibler's deck and I went, oh, and I built that deck. I swapped out those 5 cards, and that deck started to be fun to play because now I can actually play whole games against everybody. Imagine that. So by making these aggressive, facey, decks just a little bit worse, hopefully it'll push the meta just a little bit towards not those decks.
And it will help people have more fun.
And there's that.
Sometimes I really wonder what my opponent is thinking when I happen to be playing my Face Hunter deck and it's turn 6 and they're at 4 life and I've seen them play this many cards. They must be cussing. That's no fun at all.
Yeah. Like, you want to have good games. Like, you want to win, but you want to have good games.
Right.
At least we do, because we're decent human beings, contrary to popular belief. Shut up. Oh, well. So there's one more nerf that we should probably touch on.
Probably.
Read this card carefully. This is Yogg-Saron, Hope's End, one of the old gods that whisper at you. Read this card carefully. You'll see that it says the same thing as always. Whoops. But what they've done, or what they're going to do, is alter Yogg-Saron so that if he... Let me make sure I don't miss anything.
Yeah.
If he, during his battle cry, is destroyed, silenced, transformed, or bounced back to hand, the battle cry stops. Which always happens. One of those 4 always happens. If your opponent is, or you even, is left with a Yogg that has not been killed, transformed, silenced, or bounced, you're the outlier.
You need to go buy a lottery ticket.
Right? I mean, it does happen. But it doesn't happen a lot. So the reasoning for this one is a little weird. They made this derpy fun card that does big, stupid, derpy things.
Yep.
And it started to take over the competitive metagame. What? So that's a problem because it's supposed to be a big derpy fun card that players like us play. So it's for people that want to do stuff like that. But when the finals of the America's Championships was decided on a Yogg, that's weird.
I saw that.
Like, I mean, it wasn't really decided on a Yogg. The Yogg ended up winning that game, but that has nothing to do with how he got to there. And the America's Championship was not decided on the back of Yogg Saron, all right? Everybody stop that. Just stop it.
But when one of the cards that made the biggest difference has a big red button on it that I know I overheard this from somewhere else and I'm stealing it, that just says, battle cry, generate a random board state.
I think you heard that from me because I heard it from Day 9.
Oh, okay. That's feel bad.
Yeah, his battle cry is get a random board state. And yeah, it's
not a 50-50 thing because most of the spells in Hearthstone do something that you want to happen, even if they're picking a random target.
Yeah, like just today, I had an opponent go Yogg, and I won the game right then. Mm-hmm. And then the next game, maybe 2 games later, I had an opponent go Yogg, and I lost the game right then. And in both of those cases, I was ahead.
Yeah.
So, and that's just 2, but still, one of them, Yogg actively just killed him, and in another one, Yogg actively killed me. But it's, like he said, it's not a 50-50. It's not I might win, I might lose. It's...
I'm probably going to come out ahead.
It's... How have I seen people put this? It's an oh shit button. Mm-hmm. It's, I'm so far behind, I can't possibly win. Let's play Yogg Saron, and maybe he'll pull me out of it. If not, I was going to lose anyway.
Yeah, basically.
For, the competitive scene, that's a bit much.
It's an angle shoot, but you have to... I mean, you're trying to win, right?
Yeah, yeah. But that's not what he was designed for.
Yes.
And so Blizzard was like... Ugh.
Yeah, that's a classic problem. Designing something that should be fun without thinking about how the most competitive players will actually use it.
Yeah.
Even if a competitive player doesn't like what's happening when they play the card that way, they're still going to do it because...
It's the best option.
Because it increases their win percentage.
Like, I used to say to him, I was like, I don't understand why people put this in their decks. And then I got one. I was like, well, let me try it. And I see why now. It's because when you're going to lose anyway, you might not.
Yeah. That's pretty good for 10 mana.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe don't lose.
Maybe don't lose this game that you were definitely going to lose. And something that we had said is, why don't people just put good cards in their deck? Well, the deck already has all 29 good cards in it. Let's put this in as a maybe we don't lose. And again, that's really weird. Mm. So they fixed it. So it's still fun.
Yes.
It's still derpy. Look at him. Doesn't he just look like, hey, you guys?
But now the odds are definitely not as much in your favor.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he just might stop after 3 spells. You're like, damn it.
I mean, anyone who's cast a lot of Yoggs knows that sometimes he's gone after 1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now for 10 mana, that's terrible. So he's not going to be consistent enough for the competitive players to want to play him. Mm-hmm. But for us derpy people who still want to play the big stupid woohoo spell, it still works.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
It doesn't work as well, but it still works. He still functions as intended. Mm. They also claim they're going to be addressing the bug where overload costs... when he casts cards with overload, the player doesn't get overloaded. And apparently that's a bug. And overload is, in my brain, overload's a cost.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Because it seems like it should be.
Yeah, because coming from Magic, it's a cost, but it's not. It's an effect of the spell that locks down mana for next turn. So that's... And I guess overload not happening, they're saying it's a bug. But if it's a bug, it's been a bug for the entire life of
several
Yogg Saron.
updates.
Yeah. So I think that's crap. And they're just turning that on so he's even more nerfed. Myself, personally. So that's the new nerf. The new balance changes.
Yes.
They haven't said when these will go live. It'll be in an upcoming update or patch.
It says 6.1.3. Is there not a...
Yeah, 613. So whenever that is, they never tell you. It just you wake up one morning and Hearthstone updates, and there you go.
Yeah. They already pushed the update that gives the card back for getting a good record next month, right?
I think so.
Okay.
So, as always, like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to know as soon as the next one goes up, and all the ones after that. If you want to help support what I do with all the videos and podcasts and all that, then check out the Patreon. Every little bit helps, and I really do appreciate it. And, of course, leave us comments to let us know how we were wrong.
Yeah.
Or, like, other angles that we didn't think of. Because I'm sure there are some out there. Like, Mike hadn't thought of the charge as a whole new card to turn on other cards.
I knew it was a whole new card, but I hadn't thought of any of the implications yet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, feel free to give us any sort of feedback. You know, is there anything we didn't think of? Anything we missed? Anything that's blatantly stupid that we said? Let us know. And thank you for sticking with us this long. I did not expect this video to go this long. So, thank you very much, Mike, for
You're welcome.
Driving all the way over here just to record this. And that's all. I'm going to throw his ass out right now. No, wait till we end the video.
Okay.
Then I'll throw your ass out. No, we got to eat ice cream first. We're going to eat ice cream.
Ice
then
cream
I'm gonna
first, ass throwing later.
Yes.
Okay.
So... So I've been Chewie. This has been Mike. Thank you all so very much for watching, and go play the new Hearthstone once it happens. Do we have any idea what we're doing?
No, we were just gonna talk about the
things.
Yes.
You get stage fright? You do this every week just with the audio.
Yeah, it's different when I know people can see me.
Oh, okay. But you're so pretty.
Well, thank you.
Take it, you filthy catapult. He's seriously, look, it's even rocking. He's just having his way with the catapult wheel. Yeah, okay, this is silly. Oh, look, he's down.
How did that even happen?
Well,
I missed it.
He finished.